So 9 cars to start. The Street Stock Classic as Wayne Thompson joins us to make it a field of 9. It'll be Ethan Genev and Jamie Goodwin, your front row. Row 2 will be Paul Briggs and Damon Thompson, Justin Melnews, Wayne Thompson, Paul Joss, Damien Amato, and the 10 of Greg Hall as we've gone yellow back to green. The slip of the button, but they didn't slow down. As Genev, first time in a long time that we've seen him in an EL Falcon, as he joins the nation again. Leads us into turn number 3 for the first time of 40 laps. The moves are coming early as he goes from 8th to 4th. The pink bits of Damien Amato is making quick work of the field, and he's up to 3rd. The last 2 weekends he's had W's in the board. The first one, as almost going upside down, was Jamie Goodwin, as I was trying to talk about the month that Damien Amatos has had with wins at Margaret River for the IVEX Industries Southwest Sedan Championship, and last weekend as well at the Make Spoken History Bunbury Speedways. There's contact between him and Genev, but he's acting like the superhero on the side of his car. Amato to 2nd place as Goodwin back to 3rd, and he's got a battle with a bunch of Pauls. That's Paul Briggs and Paul Joss, as Joss is on the outside of Briggs, and it's Wayne Thompson, Damon Thompson, Justin Melnews, and Greg Hall at the tail of the field. It's a freight train from 3rd on bat, but they're side by side for the lead, and Amato has done something not many people can do, and that's go around the outside of Ethan Genev. There's contact between Joss and Briggs. That was Joss going into the right rear of Paul Briggs as the 2 made contact, but Amato starting to clear away. 4 down and 36 remaining for Damien Amato. If he can continue on with this pace, he will set them off by light years in the end. Genev now has to deal with Goodwin as the 74 makes a mistake out of turn number 4. That allows Goodwin and the freight train behind him to close in, as Joss trying the top side while the 609 runs very wide, loses a position to Briggs, and so too to Joss. So from 3rd to 5th for the 609, and now has to fight it out with Wayne Thompson and Damon Thompson. No relation between those two, as Greg Hall's finally got past Justin Melnews at the tail of the field. 6 laps completed that time by it, still 34 remaining for our race leader, who feels like he's starting to come in to the clutches of Genev and the 2 Pauls of Briggs and Joss, as that gap continuously starts to decrease. Briggs is trying to claw onto Genev as Genev hits the concrete wall along the back straight. Finally, the EL Nation's got something to brag about tonight, as Damon Thompson, Red Jesus, hasn't given us anything to scream about with 8 laps complete. And Joss is really starting to let it all hang out. He's decided he's had enough of this ring running around the bottom where everyone else is. He wants to follow where Damien Amato's been going, as he's been the trendsetter tonight. 9 down and 31 remaining for Amato, who's going to have lap traffic ahead of him very shortly, as Greg Hall has the bumper hanging off at the moment of the 10 machine. But it's been a comfortable run at the moment since coming out of position number 8. It only took him 3 laps, but he's still got 30 laps to hold on, does Damien Amato.
Paul Joss retires from the race by the looks of things in car number 69. Dramas with the ODH Mechanical Commodore. Rotten luck for Paul Joss, who would have started as one of the favourites prior to this 40-lap final. But he'll take no further part with the former WA number 3. But Damien Amato, what about the form this guy's been in recent times in car number 81. An outstanding feature race win down to the Trade Hire Augusta Margaret River Speedway 2 weeks ago against some pretty stiff competition. And he's got some pretty tough Collie drivers to contend with tonight. Ethan Genev and Paul Briggs will want to put the Street Stock Classic to their name for 2021 as, Wayne Thompson has got into the side of Justin Melnews, and Jamie Goodwin with nowhere to go. And I think Goodwin's race might be done with some damage to the front end of car number 609. He's going to come to the infield in the Esperance Combined Tire Mechanical Falcon. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. was Jamie Goodwin. He'll take no further part. Look at the right front on that one, Morgan. So severe damage to the right front.
And Goodwin was at Collie bin hire Greg Joss's business all day long, trying to get that car repaired after a blown gearbox. Saw him be sidelines. We've got a feature. We've got 2 more features coming up, but the big one's coming up next for the modified sedan state title, as Justin Melnouche comes to the aid of the officials. And a good story from Melnouche is he's actually deaf and still tries and races with the best of them. It is hard to try and communicate with the 51 machine, but he does a brilliant job at staying put as Greg Hall finally gets the Bunbury Auto Wreckers rear bumper. And they are hard things to come by, rear bumpers for EL Falcons. Like,
you got any laying around?
No, I don't, and that's what I'm saying.
AU ones?
We got plenty of AU ones.
Yeah, for sure.
But EL ones, man, they've been hard to find, and I might even try and buy that. I'm not actually going to buy it. I'm just going to steal it later on and try and stick it back together.
I reckon Greg's going to want to take that home.
Nah, too late. It's been taken.
In the Bunbury registered number 10, Bunbury Auto Wreckers. We'll just might see if we can duck next door, Morgan, and find out how many laps there are remaining in this 40-lap final for the Street Stock Classic. And big thanks to the folks at Thompson's Auto Parts for sponsoring the Street Stocks this season. Also must make mention of Collie Electrical, who have jumped on board the Modified Sedan State title this weekend as well. Our 3 heat races tonight on the Modified Sedan State title were brought to you by Ian Gumpy and Co. Smash Repairs, Mall Engines and Race Parts, and Henderson Hardware. Find them at Throstle Street here in Collie. We've done 11 laps, 29 remaining. And it really always is a test of endurance at this time of the season. Cars have done a lot of racing up to this point, and then we throw 40 laps at them. It's a test of man and machine. And Damien Amato, fantastic feature race winner a fortnight ago in Margaret River, and was pretty tidy last Saturday night as well in support to the Super Sedan State title, which was won by Gary Higgs for the 2nd year in a row. It's Amato, Ethan Genev, Paul Briggs, Damon and Wayne Thompson, Greg Hall and Justin Melnouche. The cars that remain minus Paul Joss and Jamie Goodwin are out of this race. And straight away, the 74 Falcon of Ethan Genev to the inside of Damien Amato, who ranged it up alongside of Amato. Did Ethan Genev trying to keep the Street Stock Classic prize money in the hometown tonight as he looked to the inside of Amato. Just tucks back into 2nd place ahead of another local, car 12 for Briggs International Motorsport. That's Paul Briggs. We just know him as Brigger, who's sitting in 3rd place. Damon Thompson trying to bounce back after a tough weekend thus far, holding off the 15 of Wayne Thompson, who's done plenty of 40-lap finals at this venue over the years. In car 15, the 2-time WA Street Stock champion. He's been on the podium in that event on a number of occasions as well. But it's Amato continuing to lead. He's holding off the advances of 74, Ethan Genev, who's now just... His biggest concern at the moment for Ethan Genev would be keeping Paul Briggs at bay as the 12 car continues his attempt to find a way past Ethan Genev as they come out of turn 4 and into the front straight. Damon Thompson and Wayne Thompson, no relation, sit in 4th and 5th place. The Thompson's Auto Parts Falcon of Damon Thompson. He'd love to be on the podium, and his home club's big Street Stock Classic for 2021. And Paul Briggs, a big move. Look to the inside of Ethan Genev, but it's all 4 Falcons out there at the moment. And Damien Amato in the AU variety continues to lead. And Wayne Thompson, the left door of the 15 Falcon is about to part company. You have to feel the side panel hanging well down off car 15 of Wayne Thompson. That might cause a stoppage if that debris finds itself on the racetrack in a few moments' time as he goes to the inside of Damon Thompson. Does Wayne Thompson in 15. They range up alongside of one another, make a bit of contact, and up front there's a change for the lead. Ethan Genev hits the front in 74. Damien Amato just made a mistake as he entered turn number 1, and he's got Paul Briggs right on his tail. Maybe the 81 Falcon of Amato starting to show signs of distress. He's gone well off the boil. Might be an issue with the right rear on car number 81 of Damien Amato, who's definitely slowed, and he's given the lead to Ethan Genev. 17 to run, so over halfway home, and now Paul Briggs looks like he's in trouble in car number 12. We've completed 17. We're not even halfway home. Make that 18 this time around for car number 74 of Ethan Genev. He's got the backup car for night 2 of the Three-Star Classic as Paul Briggs' disappointing weekend comes to a close. Another driver with a steering issue on the right front, just the same as Jamie Goodwin, as Justin Milyush also retires from the race, leaving just 5 cars, Morgan, with 21 laps remaining.
Yeah, we've still got a long way to go in this one, but one man who'll be loving that they're dropping off like flies is Ethan Geneve at the present stage, because that just means one less car that he really has to worry about getting past him. But now he's found that top side, the side we're so used to him seeing. Feels like a comfortable run now for the 74. Well, back to 74, back in the EL, representing the nation tonight. He's going to make them all proud that he's back. And fingers crossed it might be here to stay if he can continue on with this pace, downing the likes of Damien Amato, as we've said so many times so far through the coverage. He's been dominant since he's been in the month of March and February. But Damon Thompson, the man they call Red Jesus, no relation to Wayne Thompson, a former 2-time WA state champion, may have finally found his grasp, because he's been probably nowhere in Hopeville with the pace that he's showing so far after being very quick last season in the Thompson Auto Parts car number 10. As Greg Hall, the last one that's running, and sadly to see, even though he's half a lap down, he may, before we even hit lap number 30, be in the play of these lead competitors. But for Ethan Geneve, the gap looks like it's continuing to increase, and it's Damien Amato and Wayne Thompson with a little bit of aero deficiency as well in the 15 machine, with the side hanging off the FG Falcon. And how good would it be to have both the Thompsons taking out a trophy in tonight's racing? I mean, the Thompson family and Wayne and Matthew. But it'd be great to have Damon on there as well. Who'd love to put at least one trophy on the mantelpiece after what has been a very questionable season so far for the car number 10, as he looks to the outside of Wayne Thompson. Great battle for the last 2 spots on the podium between Amato, Thompson and Thompson. But for Ethan Geneve, well, he's really homeward bound now with the pace that he's showing, as Greg Hall has gone around in the 10 that gets the car back up and running. And I did say that he was going to come into play for these these lead competitors as he went around, but now he'll be 1 lap down, and sadly for himself, well out of contention in this one, as Ethan Geneve continues to be on his merry dance for this race win, and as he's got everything comfortably at the moment, as Damon Thompson has finally got Amato where he needs him to be. As he jaws up around the outside, even gives him the slide job into turn number 1. Thompson acting like he's got race rubber on the 15 machines. He slides ahead of Damien Amato, who looked to try and rebound the favour, but it's Damon Thompson who's fighting fit on the outside of Damien Amato, who I dare suggest has got some dramas with the 81, because as Wayne Thompson's come through, he is flying away from the 81, and it's Amato doing the best he can to hold on, as Ethan Geneve has 12 laps remaining. 12 to go in this one, and even with the 1 restart, has just done it comfortably since hitting the lead from Damien Amato, who's continued to fall back as Thompson and Amato. This time it's Damon Thompson go at it. Amato's left the door open for him this time by, as the 81 and the 10 fight a merry old battle for the last spot on the podium. Geneve's got 11 laps to go, and he's got around the outside again of Greg Hall. The lead is almost a straight now, as Geneve really just has to continue circulating, and he's got this one sold up. 10 laps remaining in this one, as we've got smoke from Wayne Thompson's car now.
In the distance of a state title heat race to go, with 3/4 of the way through this Three-Star Classic for 2021, and Damon Thompson and Damien Amato, different spelling of their first names. It's Damien and Damon. That's where the interest lies in that battle for that final spot on the podium. Can the Collie local Damon Thompson find a way past Damien Amato's number 81 Falcon? You have to feel something has broken on the right rear of the 81 of Damien Amato. He's only just holding on to 3rd place at the moment. Greg Hall, he's just going to circulate and end up 5th at the end of this race. But Collie's Ethan Geneve brings the 74 Falcon into turn number 1 as Wayne Thompson has eventually lost that left door. Smoke's still coming from the engine room of car 15, and he knows you just keep on trucking if he can circulate. He'll end up as a runner-up finisher in this event. And Damon Thompson finally is going to get third place away from Damien Amato. You have to feel the two of them side by side through Palmer's corner. Amato on the outside, Thompson on the low line. The Thompson's Auto Parts Falcon trying to go with Damien Amato. Amato just pushes mid-corner. That being in Cardinals' corner as they exit turn number 2. And Damon Thompson tries. He may. I thought he had the job done. But Damien Amato equal to the challenge as Wayne Thompson's Falcon is sounding like it's running on about 4.5 cylinders at the moment for the 15 driver of car number 15, Wayne Thompson. Ethan Geneva will be praying for the white flag. How many more laps he must be thinking. It's a long, long way around the Makesburg History Collie Speedway, over 40 long laps. He wouldn't have done a race of this duration for some time here on his home track. So he brings the 74 out of turn 2 and down the back straight, past the Griffin Cole sign and down into turn number 3. He wouldn't be aware, Ethan Geneva, but he's got this race in his keeping, so doesn't have to do anything silly. Wayne Thompson, a distant second place. That smoke still bellowing from the 15 Falcon. And Damien Amato, somehow he's holding on to the final podium position. I don't know for how much longer, as he goes past a fantastic crowd down there in the bar, where Blanky's got him nice and cold on a Saturday night here in Collie. And Damon Thompson tries he may, can't find a way past Damien Amato. We'll find out how many laps there are to run very shortly. There can't be too many more left in this one for Ethan Geneva. There's 4 to run. Make that 3 this time around. And Ethan Geneva, he's been the class of the field in the Street Stock Classic throughout the 2 nights, apart from, unfortunately, putting his brand new FG Falcon in the fence last night on night number 1. He comes out of turn 2 and past the pit code over there on the back straight once again. Wayne Thompson, he hasn't slowed down any. In fact, he might have caught Ethan Geneva ever so slightly. And a little puff of smoke from Ethan Geneva's car as he gets the white flag, 1 to run. So he's going to just hold on, Ethan Geneva, but the EL Falcon engine is starting to tire. So he goes out of turn 2 and down the back straight for the final occasion. The number 74 Falcon of Ethan Geneva, the backup car for night 2. And it's going to get the job done for him over the 40 laps. Ethan Geneva, a Collie victory in the Street Stock Classic for 2021. He punches the air. He's happy with that. Wayne Thompson, gallant in second. Wayne barely did a lap this weekend, but gets himself on the podium. And unbelievably, Damien Amato is going to hold on to third place. Car number 81. And hold off Damon Thompson in what was a pretty good battle for that final spot on the podium. And Greg Hall will be the 5th and final car to finish the race in the Bunbury Car Club, registered number 10. But how about that Collie? A Collie victory in the Street Stock Classic for 2021. Ethan Geneva, he's had a pretty tough weekend. He's had a lot on his plate. Part of the track curating team. Unfortunately, had a failure in the front end on the FG Falcon, and it catapulted him into the concrete wall. But I'll be happy to celebrate in front of the bar down there in turn number 1. Toast your cold drinks down there to Ethan Geneva, who's, as you can see, pretty pumped up with a victory tonight in the Street Stock Classic for 2021. I know you appreciated that down there in the bar. Wayne Thompson and Damien Amato continues his solid month of racing to be on the podium. That event was brought to you by Thompson's Auto Parts. Just 2 races to come tonight. The modified sedan A-Main for the state titles. There might be a little bit of a fire for Wayne Thompson. They're calling on the Fire East to just attend to that as soon as possible as Ethan Geneva celebrates once again down there in Palmer's corner. Let's hear it from him, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. The driver of car number 74, Ethan Geneva, from right here in Collie. And the Collie Torrent Exhaust Falcon goes to victory lane over the 40 long laps. The final countdown here at the Makesburg History Collie Speedway. Well done to Ethan Geneva. Defeats Wayne Thompson and Damien Amato, as you can see, our fantastic volunteer fireys on the JOB attending to the 15 car of Wayne Thompson. But Morgan Melvin, Ethan Geneva, an up and down weekend for him. He won't be happy with the damage that he sustained to the Falcon last night, but comes back for night 2 and gets the job done.
It's been an up and down year pretty much for Ethan Geneva, the winner. Not bagging the 4 like he usually does, but he's got the 74, and he's taken the win. We'll start off, we'll get Scott Beattie with us here with the third place trophy. And we'll give it to third place tonight in the Pink Bits machine. He ends up holding on for third place. Number 81 of Damien Amato. Man, we almost got close to a trifecta tonight.
Yeah, mate, broken ball joint in the rear. She's a bit of a handful to drive, but super sideways, more fun.
Yeah, I was about to say, you've been dominant for the last 3 weeks. You've won at Margaret River, you won at Bunbury, and it looked like you were going to take the win, but just wasn't meant to be. But for a damage like that to hold on for 40 laps, how's the arms?
I've got a bit of arm pump, mate. Good thing I'm not holding a trophy at the moment. I wouldn't be able to hang on to it. Well, they're not that big, I'd be right.
Yeah, they're only small. You can be happy with it, but only one of yours tonight. Usually you've got your son racing, but a bit of heavy damage last weekend, but it's still cool to have you back here racing.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, no, the young bloke will be back out at Bunbury next weekend, in a fortnight's time, so he'll be back at it. So he's sitting at home at the moment, so hello, Oscar and Mum. So talk to him later.
We'll let him go third place tonight. Damien Amato in second. It might have been smoking, and he falls one spot short of where his son did. Wayne Thompson comes home in second in the Street Stock Classic. Man, it's cool to see you back up here, Wayne.
Hey, mate. Well done, Ethan, mate. From last night to shocker, hit the wall tonight, mate. Well done, good drive. All the club, all the spectators, all the volunteers for Collie, all the year. Track raid, it's not bad, mate. It's not bad. Dan, mate, good drive, mate. And Matthew, well done, mate. Next time I'll bet you.
Wayne Thompson comes home in second, but how about this one? Give it up, Collie, our local man, takes the win in the Street Stock Classic. Ethan Genev comes home in the win. So does that mean we've got you back in the nation?
Yeah, I don't know whether the old EL's going to like much more of that, but it's been good. Big thanks to Dad, because he worked hard on the FG, him and Pop all week, and then failure put us in the wall, so he dragged us out the shed after a good mate wrecked it a few weeks back, and whole new front end, and it was on song. So
I was about to say, what was the feeling like from last night, thinking, nah, I'm just going to give up, but you're back in the seat? Did you finally, put the big boy pants on and say, it's time to go racing again?
Nah, we never ever give up. Knew we had the car sitting there, I couldn't fix the other one, so I made me mind up pretty well on the infield last night that we were fixing this. So
how excited are you to finally get this win again?
I've never won it before, so I've led it a few times. Be great to have a good field here, but hopefully we can do it again in front of an even bigger field next time. And thanks to all my sponsors and Neil and Mum and Caitlin and all the pit crew that helped. Been a massive effort, and yeah, I think our season's over now, but yeah.
Now we'll have you back at the Motorplex for the for the Novus Glass Street Stock Month of Madness. But one more time, Collie, give it up for our top three for the Street Stock Classic tonight. Damien Amato, Wayne Thompson, and Ethan Genev taking the win. We're going to take a short break. Very shortly, we'll be back with the A main of the Spry's Meat Market SSA Modified Sedan State Title.